Good morning. This webinar offers closed captioning. To enable closed captioning, click on the live transcript button on the bottom of your screen and choose your preferred method. Welcome to the Chicago Department of Business Affairs and Consumer Protection webinar. Please note any website or email that I mention will be posted in the chat box. For those seeking business licensing assistance, you can visit the Small Business Center at City Hall or call 312-74-GO-BIZ. Also, business licenses can be applied for or renewed online at chicago.gov/business licensing. The BACP Entrepreneur Certificate Program now has a new portal, and getting your certificate is as easy as 1, 2, 3. 1. Register for the BACP Entrepreneur Certificate Program. 2. Attend 6 free BACP webinars from the listed categories and receive credit after each. 3. Graduate from the program and receive your certificate. Graduating from the BACP Entrepreneur Certificate Program makes you eligible to apply for a CIBC Bank USA's Entrepreneurial Loan Program. For full program details, visit chicago.gov/BACP certificate. For webinar calendar, please visit chicago.gov/BACP webinars. If you are already part of the program, your account will automatically reflect the credit for joining this webinar within 24 hours. Also, this webinar is being recorded and will be available at youtube.com/ChicagoBACP. I will post the mentioned information in the chat box. We encourage attendees to ask questions. Please use the chat box to send your questions. There will be a Q&A session at the end of the presentation. Please note that the views, information, and opinions expressed during this webinar are solely those of the presenter and do not necessarily represent the official policy or position of the Department of Business Affairs and Consumer Protection or the City of Chicago. Today's webinar will be Building on America's Small Business Boom, presented by the Small Business Administration. Turning it over to the SBA.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us. The U.S. Small Business Administration was created with the mission of helping businesses start, grow, expand, or recover from a declared disaster. And today, the SBA provides a wide range of services to small business owners and entrepreneurs to power the American dream of business ownership. With 68 local SBA district offices across the country, we are uniquely positioned to provide personalized advice and support. We are proud of our role in fostering business growth across the country. If you own a small business, don't miss out on the resources and services provided by the SBA with our national partners like the Small Business Development Centers, the Women's Business Centers, the Veterans Business Outreach Centers, and SCORE chapters. So for nearly 60 years, National Small Business Week has highlighted the programs and services available to entrepreneurs through SBA and other government agencies. In the spirit of National Small Business Week, which is observed April 28th through May 4th of 2024, we are building on America's small business boom. We celebrate the unprecedented growth of entrepreneurship in the United States and the city of Chicago. From barbershops, beauty salons, jerk chicken and taco stands, from international trade companies and chocolatiers and sweet treat taco stands, jerk chicken stands, to manufacturing and service companies. Americans have applied to form a record 10.5 million small businesses in the past 2 years. So this week, we celebrate the backbone of our economy and the glue of our communities. Our local small businesses help make our city strong. Thank you for joining BACP, the Illinois District Office, and our Illinois Award winners as we discuss the state of small business ownership, access to capital, and contributions to local communities during National Small Business Week 2024. Mark, I'm passing the mic to you.
Thank you very much, Carol. Good morning, everyone. I am thrilled to go ahead and provide an interview, but a little background on our next guest. And what is great about our next guest is that it is my new boss and it's everybody here. Well, she doesn't like me referring to her as the boss, but I tell her that's a form of endearment because a manager and a leader are two different types of folks, but it's a boss that knows how to manage and lead, but also have a care for the people that she's leading. And she generally brings that to us. Her name is Willette Legrand. Now, Willette joined the U.S. Small Business Administration back in January of 2024, officially, as we knew it, because you'll correct me if I'm wrong, and currently serves as the district director for the Illinois District Office. Now, she is responsible for promoting small business resources across Illinois, including access to capital, counseling, government contracting, international trade, disaster. Pretty much what our mantra has been all along with the United States Small Business Administration, the three C's: counseling, capital access, contracting, plus a little extra. What's great about Miss Legrand, is that she's bringing a new flavor to the SBA because this is one of the outside hires. You say outside hires? Yes. Well, prior to joining the SBA, Willette, she served as the Division Chief Field Operations Census Bureau Department. During her 16-year career with Census Bureau, she was responsible for leading six, not just one district office, but six regional offices and data collection operations, numerous surveys to include decennial census, American Community Survey, current population survey, American Housing Survey. Needless to say, she is, and she'll be the first one to tell you, she is a self-professed geek data junkie. I said it. I'll forget reverberations from it. I'll handle it. I'm a big boy, but she is a data junkie, and thank God she is, because, she is making decisions based on data and applying resources where she feels that they're needed based upon those data. In 2010 to 2020, Willette led two national outreach campaigns for underserved communities during 2010 and 2020 decennials. Ms. LeGrand was also responsible for managing the information technology used to deploy and maintain economic surveys, economic indicators that include economic census of governments. 17, I don't want to go too far into this, with 17 economic indicators in the annual business survey. As I said, she is a data junkie. She loves data. Ms. Griner served as program manager for NASA's government-wide acquisition contract vehicles, assisting federal agencies to procure IT services for small businesses. As you can see, she's always been involved with small businesses, helping them get contracts one way or another, regardless of the agency she's been in. In addition to her federal government experience, this woman was also an entrepreneur. So she gets it. She gets it. She knows what it is. Well, she may not know what it is not to make payroll and have to run to the bank and borrow money for payroll, but she knows what it is to be the business owner where the buck stops and starts there on her desk. She's also served as an Army reservist, so she's a veteran. We applaud your service, Willette. Ms. Legrand has a passion for developing and advocating for young children and served as court-appointed advocate for children for more than 15 years. As I mentioned before, ladies and gentlemen, she's just not a leader. She's just not a manager. I said she was a boss, which is endearing because she cares about people, and that is her number one attribute, in my opinion. And I love her like the rest of our office loves her. She melted our hearts when she first got here. She's still melting us all the way. So with that, I want to just welcome Willette. And with the regard to our new National Small Business Proclamation, short and high-level overview of SBA programs, IDO operations, vision of the Chicago small business community. She's going to give us some oversight on where she wants to go with the state of Illinois and what direction we're going to go. But with that being said, I just want to congratulate you, Willette, on your new position. And I'm sure I know what you do. Your team knows what you do, but I'm sure that our audience does not know what you do. So could you tell us what is your role as the SBA district director here in Illinois, ma'am?
Good morning. Can you all hear me? Can you see me?
Yes, ma'am.
Excellent. I will tell you, I am floored. I had a sense of what you were going to say, but I'm floored by the warmth, the sincerity in which you expressed it. So before I go into a couple of remarks, I do want to say a couple of things. I sit in this office as the district director for Illinois. But make no mistake about it, folks out here, I stand on the shoulders of Mark Ferguson and this team of folks that collectively have over how many years? Is it 100 years? I'm not trying to date
200,
anyone,
at
but
least 200.
so I came in, oftentimes I'm reminded of the idiom that people start on, third base or home base. I have started on third base, no question about it, because this office, this team of individuals are exceptional folks that have been doing this work for decades and decades and decades. And they haven't just been doing it, they have been doing it well. So I want to applaud this team of folks that I have the privilege of working with and that have embraced me so warmly. And I thank you, Mark. I thank you. I thank the entire team. Each and every one of you, you make my job much easier every single day. I got to tell you, but I love this job too, so it was already easy. So I just wanted to acknowledge that. I also want to acknowledge my regional administrator, Jerry Aglapai, who has done great and marvelous things for this region. She is Illinois, her home state, and certainly she has been an incredible guide as I take on this new role. So I just want to say that. And I think you asked me, what is my role as an SBA district director? So
Yes,
you've
ma'am.
talked about the mission of SBA. You've talked about, our role in general is really about helping small businesses start, expand, and grow and recover from disaster, all of that. And we all know that. But I am not big on titles. So when you say what my role is a civil servant. So what a civil servant does is literally you are serving the people. So my role, regardless of what that title is to help that small business in any way possible. We want to help them start. We want to help them grow. We want to help them through a disaster. But I literally want to make sure that the journey that they're on, that they recognize that they're not on that journey alone. There is a small business administration that's going to assist them as they go through that journey. So I am here to serve the people of Illinois, specifically small businesses.
Well, that's an ideal segue for us, Willette, with regard to serving the people of Illinois and, leading with your heart. They often say, solve your own problems, leading with your mind. You solve other people's problems, leading with your heart, but you always begin to give them a hand up. And with that being said, I said it was a great segue. So let me ask you, how does SBA help local small business owners?
I will tell you, as someone who's been in the government for, I won't date myself, but I'm an experienced federal government official. One of the challenges that is faced by small businesses and just the public in general, particularly small businesses, is navigating this thing called the federal government. The federal government, oftentimes it just seems like this enigma, this very big complex thing, and you don't know quite how to get in and navigate through this. So what I'm hoping, what we are doing here in Illinois, is to really guide that small business owner, help them to get access to capital if that's where they need it, and when they, once they've gotten access to capital, let's go into contracting. If you're interested in exporting, let's go into exporting. If you're interested in manufacturing, so helping them to navigate, because oftentimes, you talked about the fact that I was a small business owner for two companies, and they were successful companies. It was incredibly hard work, folks. But I will tell you, I abandoned that, and I'm sitting here as a federal employee today, is because there was a great deal of frustration trying to navigate. Most of my business was in commercial side of the house. but I did try to navigate the federal side, and it was just too complex. And I just simply did not have anyone from the federal side or even the state side to help navigate me through the various different, roadmaps that you just have to understand that roadmap. So I want to be that guide for small businesses. I want them to feel comfortable that they can walk in this office and they know that they're going to get good, solid help. You're going to get a smile when you walk into this office. You're going to find that person that you're talking to is absolutely engaged. But even if you don't walk into the office, if you send an email, it's going to be responded to. And it's not going to be some type of just, oh, thank you for your request. I'll look into it and nobody follows through. We are going to be, and we will continue to be, rather, I shouldn't say that this isn't already happening, it already is, but customer experience is incredibly important. So we want to make sure that our small businesses, when they do engage with the government, that experience is something that they can take back and they'll continue to come back.
So, you mentioned about how we kind of, the word comes to mind is how we thrive on helping our small business people, which brings me to my next question is, we have our signature program, Thrive, Emerging Leaders Reimagine, which is like a streetwise SBA type program. Can you tell me, for those that are fortunate enough to get into Thrive, how that would be a big benefit to those business owners?
Oh, it's an exceptional benefit. I will tell you. So, as you well know, we have in the Chicago, or rather the Illinois district, we're going to have two cohorts. One is going to be in Oakton College, Community College. And the other one is going to be here in our offices. We have over 70 applicants right now. I'll just tell you very briefly the criteria for the eligibility components for that program is that we're looking for businesses that are not new businesses that have been in business for at least 3 years. They have annual revenue of over 250,000 or over 250,000, or and at least one employee other than the owner of that. So again, we're looking for businesses that have been doing really well, but they want to go to that next level. So it's really about growth, accelerating growth, because if you look at the data, you talked about me being a data nerd, but if you look at the data, folks, starting a business is not as difficult. You can go out and start a business. But if you're 3 years in, 5 years in, that's where, you start getting you get a little hit here, you get a little hit there, something happens. And if you don't have that resilience, if you don't have that muscle that you built and learned, and someone has been coaching you, those are the businesses that may fall by the wayside. And we don't want that. We want to make sure our businesses have solid foundation from a financial perspective, from a business perspective. We want to pair them with other like businesses so they can get coaching from each other and from expert coaches. So it's really about resilience. That's what Thrive is going to do. It's going to help you get to the next level. You're already successful, but how do you continue to grow and expand?
Wow. Okay. Well, with that being said, you talked about resilience, getting our programs out there, namely Thrive, some of the things that we try to teach small business owners over and over again. But yet, I know for a fact, maybe the audience doesn't know, there's only about 10 of us in the entire state, 12 if we count the two down in Springfield. So
But we
that's
are
a lot.
powerful. We are
We're
powerful.
powerful. We're powerful, but we sometimes, sometimes folks see us on these webinars and they'll say, well, I want Mark, I want Willette, I want Carol, I want Peggy, I want Keith, and you can't always get to us. Can you tell me about this partnership network that I hear about all the time, where we're always mentoring communication, cooperation, and collaboration? Can you add to that?
Yeah, collaboration being the key word there. I'll tell you, I just had the privilege I drove back last night from Carbondale, Illinois, and I was there. I had several meetings there, but it was primarily with some of our partner networks. The Carbondale SBDC was our SBDC of the year in Illinois, so I had the privilege of presenting them with an award. But I will tell you, one of the things that I want to make sure this audience and everyone that I talk to knows is that we don't do this work alone. You shared that we have a total of 12 phenomenal team members doing this work for the entire state of Illinois. So there's no way that you can do that. We have currently about 1.5 million businesses in Illinois. And we aren't even able to reach those 1.5 million, certainly with our 12 staff. So that means you need to bring in more folks that are passionate about this work, that have exceptional skills, that have an even more advanced network to help you. So it takes a village to do this work. We do not do this work alone, but we do it in partnership. And that's the key word. The partnership, the element of partnership that is critically important is making sure that we're collaborating and that we are in sync and we're moving together as one unit and not in a fragmented way. So one of the things that I am, in terms of vision over the next 1 to 3 years, is making sure our partner network is as efficient as possible. And because none of us are getting bigger budgets, at least I haven't heard that. If you guys have heard that, send me an email and give me a point of contact so I can call that person. But so we have to work smarter with our dollars. We really do. So that means we need to understand what are the assets, it's called inventory assets, that our partners have, and how can we leverage that? Can we leverage their social media because they have a broader following to get out words? What else can we leverage in that network? So we have phenomenal SBDC network, the VBOC network, the Women's Business Center network, and of course, SCORE. It takes all of us on doing this work all the time and working together to make the impact. And that means because we're working together, we're able to amplify that message.
Okay.
I think we may be out of time, Mark. I'm not sure, but
I just want to just get this one. I'd be remiss if we didn't congratulate Jackie Jackson and Mr. Beautran as our big winners and let them know. I kind of told them already, boss, that Miss LeGrand, that August 1st will be their day at the Union League Club to have a celebration. And I know as a runner-up from last year, Jackie's kind of familiar with it, so I'm sure she's going to bring her posse, and I'm sure Mr. Beautran's going to bring all his fan club also. But is there anything else they can expect, or are there any final thoughts you might have to not only give these two as business owners, but all the business owners out here in Chicagoland?
I would say August 1st, as you indicated, that's their day to shine. That's our Oscars in a way. We want you to come and take that bow that you so very much have earned. We want also to, bring together the community, and so that the community can see and hear from you on how you made it. Because I will tell you that being able to see people and hear people that have walked that journey and prevailed and thrived and exceeded, that's what encourages the next business owner. So when you look at a Jackie and there's somebody in that audience that says, okay, I want to be a Jackie. And because she can do it, I think I can do it. I mean, maybe not quite as good as Jackie, because Jackie is 1 in a million. So I don't know about that, but you can get close to a Jackie, let's say. And then a Beautran. She's on there. And then Beautran, you want to be able to hear the stories, because that's what inspires people. That inspires people to say, yeah, I can do that. So for our award winners, I thank you, because what you're doing by being successful is inspiring the next generation.
All right. Well, thank you so very, very much. Again, congratulations to the winners. To all of you that are out there in Chicagoland who are aspiring entrepreneurs who are trying to get in business or take their business to the next level, please take a look at the Thrive program. Our office, like I said, we're small, but we're mighty. And with that, just keep in mind, we have an excellent partnership resource network to help you out too, where we may not be totally visible. We'll always be with you, but we'll always endorse our partners too, to help us out, to help you get to where you want to be. Because I don't like it ever at the bottom, and I'm sure you don't either. So I try to stay at the top. So with that being said, I will turn this back over to, I believe, Miss Harris.
Correct. Okay, we've walked through one segment, and now we're going to step into the recognition and the conversations, the rich conversations that will take place related to our award winners. So here's the first segment, a conversation with the 2024 Illinois Export winner. I'd like to introduce two gentlemen. First, I'd like to introduce Keith Slash. He
Legal.
is the, thank you. Mr. Slagle is the export finance manager for Illinois and Wisconsin. Keith is an employee of the U.S. Small Business Administration, the Office of International Trade, and they provide export financing and assistance to small business owners. Mr. Beautran has had success with global export and sustainable solutions, and he is our Illinois 2024 export winner. Okay, gentlemen, you've got the mic.
Thanks, Carol. And thank you, Business Affairs and Consumer Protection, for putting this on for us here at the SBA. What an exciting time. Congratulations, Beautran, for winning the Illinois Export Award this year. It's companies like yourself that are exporting that really creates a resilient small business. I'll give a little background about myself. As Carol mentioned, I'm an export finance manager in the Office of International Trade. And the Office of International Trade, our goal is to increase the number of U.S. small business exporters and increase the volume of exports in the United States. Our mission is to enhance your ability as a small business to compete in the global marketplace. We see that companies that export are more resilient as we have economic downturns. A company that exports is always going to be more successful. And as an export finance manager, my goal is to provide local support for Illinois small businesses, training to the lenders that you work with to provide SBA guarantees on the loans that they provide you. We also provide counseling and training to support small businesses. And the ultimate goal is to allow small businesses to get access to capital that they need to help fund their growth. So really excited to hear from Beautran about his endeavors in exporting. I won't go too much into details about his business because I really like to hear from Beau to tell us about how he's become successful and how exporting has created that growth for his business. So I'll turn it over to you, Beau.
Thanks, Keith. And before I start, I'd like to make a comment. Thanks, Willette, for making a reference to third base and baseball. For many years, I was a little league coach and girls softball team coach. And baseball, softball is in my heart. So thank you for that reference to third base and baseball and softball. So I am Beautran. I'm sole proprietor of Beautran Technology located in the city of Chicago. We apply chemistry and engineering solutions to the heavy industry, municipalities, and construction projects. Our specialty chemicals include process additives, material handling aids, and wastewater treatment technology. We offer novel patented chemistries, technologies that differentiate from our competitors. My background is in chemical engineering and in bioengineering, and I have over 25 years of experience in global business. And as an example, the mining industry segment is one of our key clients, and we have been serving them for many years, providing them with process additives, material handling aids, and wastewater treatment. As an example, the coal mines use freeze conditioning agents to assist them handling their coal or minerals during the wintertime. If they don't apply the freeze conditioning agent, they cannot transfer the coal. The coal in the rail cars will be frozen like an ice cube tray. So when they spray my product, my green product, they are able to transload the coal off the rail car. So that's one example. Another example is recently a coal mine had issues with their water, residual contaminated water from their stockpiles of coal, and including waste coal. And I provide them with our chemistry, and they were able to remove the contaminant water so they can transfer the product off site. You know, if you put sludge in a truck, it'll be dripping all the way along the highway. So our product removed the residual water, and it became dry. It can pass the paint filter test, EPA's paint filter test. So they were able to transfer. And as a matter of fact, they transferred 1.8 million tons of this product off site using my product. So it has been a great success for us. And this company is located over in Canada. So that has been a really great project for us. And my company, we are supported by major corporations, and that adds to our success or support our success. So we can, for certain customers, we can ship 24/7 products. We have a network of manufacturers, tollers, and warehouse around about the city of Chicago. So we are ready to deliver.
I mean, what a great story. I think, you know, the environmental and green technology that you bring to the businesses around the world to help them remediate, you know, waste is so critical to make sure, you know, that we keep this earth as long as we can, and being able to provide that, it's just such a remarkable story. If you had to offer advice to business owners who are looking to export, who are looking to grow internationally, what could you suggest to them? What information could you provide some of these business owners to be successful in the international realm?
Well, my focus is on, I think there's a strong demand for environmental innovations to protect the climate, to protect the environment. And so we are focused on that segment. And if other businesses are involved in that area, I think there's potentially very strong growth in that area. I mean, we recently was granted a patent on treating wastewater, water, and even soil. Our technology can degrade hazardous chemicals, even toxic chemicals. So we are looking into that area. And as an example, our product has been tested and it has been proven to remove nutrient waste like phosphorus and nitrogen. And these compounds, if released into the environment excessively, can pose environmental damage and also pose human health concerns. So we are focused on this area, and we're working with organizations and trying to partner with companies, because we are so small, and this can be, I foresee this technology to be vastly used across the US and even in Canada, and perhaps globally. So there's a lot of potential in this area. We've been serving the heavy industry, the mines, the chemical industry, the steel, the fertilizer industry. But right now, we believe there's an opportunity to focus on the municipality segment. So there's potential for growth for us there.
That's great. You know, here at the SBA, that's one of our critical roles, as I mentioned, to help support your growth, to help support the access to capital, that'll allow your business to grow and expand to these other markets. And you know, the technology that you provide is applicable globally, and it just doesn't relate to one country or another. So it's really remarkable, you know, that you've been able to succeed. Have you faced any challenges? Has there been anything? Obviously, you know, we've had COVID, but what sort of challenges have you pivoted through the years? And what advice can you offer as far as what you did to get through some of the challenges that you faced in your business through these recent years?
We do face challenges daily. One is transportation costs. We just lost an account, a Canadian account, because our transportation cost, it was too high. You know, our product cost of product was within the range, but our transportation cost was too high, and we lost the account. And plus, in my business, I'm introducing novel and patented product, game changers. So the clients would like to test my products for months and years, even years, to verify that it works. So I have to go through this period where I'm not getting any revenue, and I have to pay the bills. So it's been challenging, but it's rewarding when you get a PO from a client and say, all right, your stuff worked, here's the PO. So it's rewarding, but you have to go through that phase of minimum or no revenue. And you have to deal with, you have to have patience to go through that trial period. And I travel to my clients, and I'm carrying buckets of chemicals, and it's hard work. So it's challenging. It's in my business.
Yeah, and I see that with a lot of businesses, you know, getting access to the capital, that working capital that a business needs to, you know, to pay vendors, to pay shipping costs. It's critical that you have that access to capital to sustain the overall process as it takes you to the point when you're finally getting paid from your buyer. And, you know, we work with businesses like Botran Technologies and others to really help fund that support, to help sustain the time in which money's not coming in, when that revenue's not flowing in. What we're here to do is work with lenders to provide our guarantee on the funding that they give you to allow for that downward times. So you're a Chicago-based business. Can you tell us what sort of support you receive from your local community, your aldermen, the Business Affairs and Consumer Protection Group, State of Illinois, and the SBA? Can you kind of elaborate how, being part of the Chicago, Illinois area, what support have you received to help your business?
And I thank the city of Chicago and SBA, because during the COVID pandemic, we shut down. I took the last plane from Canada to Chicago on Delta, and it was packed. And because I had to come back because the border was going to shut down, and I lost that account. But the city of Chicago provided a grant for me, and the SBA provided a loan for me. So I was able to use that money to cover the shutdown period. So thank you very much to the city of Chicago and to the SBA.
And I think that's, you hit the nail on the head, or maybe I'll use another baseball reference, knocked it out of the park. You know, really, our goal is to help sustain businesses during downward times, obviously, you know, and beyond that. You know, we're here to help support you through your journey, through your growth period. We have many programs to offer small businesses that allow them to get that government support that's so available to allow you to grow and expand. You know, I really want to say, you know, congratulations, Bo, on winning the Illinois Export Award this year. It's a testament to the time in which you studied engineering and chemical engineering in school, and taken that knowledge and brought it to wonderful applicable technologies that help us in the environment. And you could see based on that, you've been successful and has grown as a business. You've been resilient. You've gotten through the hard times, and now it's only moving upward and forward here with our support. And I can't thank you enough. And please, any final remarks from you, Mr. Tran?
Thanks, Keith. And I really appreciate this award, being Illinois' export winner. And I'm going to market this to my associates and my clients, because one of the big questions they always ask me, Mr. Bo-Tran Technology, can you deliver? Because if you don't deliver, we will shut down. And I always tell them that I have experience, I can deliver, I can make it happen. So with this award, it would support my my story to them, that yes, I can deliver. So thank you very much to the SBA and for this award, and thanks, Keith.
You're welcome, Mr. Tran. Thank you. Carol, I turn it back over to you.
Got it. Okay. So for the next portion of this webinar, the ladies are going to speak at the platform. I want for the audience to meet two of my colleagues, Irina, and Irina is going to introduce Ms. Rayson and the 2024 Illinois Small Business of the Year winner, Ms. Jackson. Irina, passing the platform to you.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for coming to today's webinar. Just as Carol said, I am a part of SBA's Illinois District Office team. I'm an outreach and marketing specialist. And today I'm going to introduce the next panelists. Peggy Rayson, my colleague, she's also an outreach and marketing specialist, spearheading our efforts here with the Illinois District Office in the Chicago office to reach out to more small businesses. And Jackie Jackson, the owner and president of Hot Chocolates, Fudge, and Ice Cream, also known as Kilwins, and who doesn't love their local Kilwins store. She and her team now have 6 open stores in the Chicagoland area, set up to open a 7th in the River North neighborhood. And of course, like any other business, they also faced some setbacks during COVID and other protests that were going on in the Chicagoland area. So she sought the help of SBA, and through some EIDL, that's short for Economic Injury Disaster Loan, through some EIDL loans and other SBA-backed loans, she and her team managed to survive those setbacks and continue their growth. And she's also set on opening a Fatburger location soon in the Chicagoland area. So without any more ado, Peggy, Jackie, you got the mic.
Thanks for that. Yeah, thanks for the introduction, Irina. And boy, Jackie, this has been a bit of a whirlwind week for you. You've been participating in a lot of award ceremonies, and congratulations to you. How exciting for you to have won the Illinois Small Business Owner of the Year award. Can you tell us a little bit about your business, Kilwins, and you can talk a little bit about Fatburger too?
Sure. Kilwins Chocolate Fudge and Ice Cream is an amazing chocolate and confectionery shop. We make everything in the store, from the chocolate dipped strawberries, pretzel, Oreo cookies, the gourmet caramel apples. We paddle the fudge right on a marble table so all the customers can see, smell, and taste. We have 32 flavors of some delicious ice cream. I love Kilwins. Not only do we sell chocolate, but most important, we try to sell enjoyment. That's first. We want to serve our customers with significance and make you feel good and happy. And that's really what I love about Kilwins. You walk into the store, you smell the chocolate, the music is going, you can pop your fingers, just a happy place. And I'm a very happy person, and I like to be positive and give out really strong, good energy. And that's why I love coming to work. I like to encourage my staff, my team to do the same. So when a customer come into Kilwins, where they're coming in to celebrate or they're depressed, when they leave out, they're gonna be like, wow, not only was this chocolate good, but that experience was nice. So it's all about the experience. And along with Fat Burger, which will be opening up sometime in June, I like that concept because fat is just not fat. It stands for fresh, authentic, and tasty. Fat Burger is a West Coast concept. And when I saw a bank that was vacant in Chatham for 10 years, I knew I wanted to do something for the community, and I just didn't want to do anything. I wanted to do something special that the community would really appreciate. And I really thought hard and prayed and asked God to reveal to me, what can I put into this vacant, iconic building, which was the old Seaway Bank, that the community can really appreciate? And it just came to me, Fat Burger, a concept that I tried to get about 17, 18 years ago, but was turned down because I didn't have the financial network. Kanye West had the rights to Illinois, and I had no entrepreneur or managerial experience. So they told me, no, you can't do Fat Burger. And it was just amazing on how things just come back to you, you just don't give up. So I'm excited about just everything with being an entrepreneur and owning Kilwins and Fat Burger.
I'll tell you, we hosted an award event at the Kilwins in Andersonville yesterday, and you're right, just walking in the door, it hits you that you can't not smile when you walk into a place that smells like chocolate. It's so lovely. And to be able to work around chocolate every day, I see why you're a happy lady.
Yes.
So can you tell us a little bit about your journey with SBA and how you were able to leverage SBA resources in order to help your business grow?
I would love to. I've always known about SBA. Years ago, I used to have a SCORE mentor. So SBA was something I knew about. Back in 1990, it was some type of flood, and I got a disaster grant. So a disaster loan. But I've always known about SBA, but it wasn't until the pandemic that I really learned about SBA. It was during a time of uncertainty, my stores was closed. My Michigan Avenue store, which was my heart, had been looted through the civil unrest. I had a dream of opening a Kilwins in Navy Pier. And in the midst of that, the pandemic happened, Navy Pier closed. I could not open. My world was coming to an end. I was very depressed and uncertain, just not sure what was going to happen with me. And then somebody just say, hey, here's a name. And they referred me to SBA. I sent an email, but in this email, I was happy yet angry, a little bitter. And I kind of like was letting SBA have it a little bit. But it was the response that I got back. When I received the message from the SBA, it wasn't a form letter. It was a real person behind the email. And it really just changed my attitude. I'm like, wow, this is not a form letter. Somebody's really, they read my whole letter. They are addressing every concern I had. And they was very passionate about it. And I knew from that email that they wanted to help me. And that was the beginning of a great relationship. Not only did I have a great relationship with that person, which is Robert Steiner, who's not in the department anymore. Miss Willette has taken over, and she just got here, and I have an excellent relationship with her. I have an excellent relationship with everybody. SBA is that little slogan, reach out and touch someone. I'm serious. You can just reach out and they're going to respond back to you, and they're going to respond back to you with care. They're very compassionate. They they know me by name. I know them, not just with Mark, with Let, Peggy, just everybody. There's a positive relationship. So what happened with the pandemic? Of course, I was sad, depressed, and uncertain, and really just distraught about all the people that was dying, including my business. But my whole mindset changed when I learned about all of the resources that SBA had. I would go to the SBA website like people go to social media. I immersed myself in learning about all the opportunities, every grant, and thank God that I was awarded some of these grants. and it changed my life. It changed my business, and it also impacted a lot of families. My employees, they was able to still work and also get promoted. Then from SBA and all of the resources that was out there, I'm like, wow, you can be down, but you can't get up. And I knew from the looting, the gun violence that happened with my stores, because of the opportunity that I had funding now, that I can turn this negative narrative about me, the person that was looted, the person that had the gun violence, the stores that was closed through, closed through the pandemic, that I can change this narrative and really not be known as the victim, but to be known as being victorious. And that's when I said, I'm down, but not for long. When I come back, I'm going to come back even stronger. And thank God through the resources from SBA and also the city of Chicago, they had grants. I'm able to say today, during the pandemic, Jackie Jackson had 2 kill wounds. Now today, in another week, Jackie Jackson will have 7 kill wounds operating in 7 iconic locations, such as Hyde Park, Michigan Avenue, Navy Pier, Andersonville, River North, and Geneva, Illinois, and Evanston, and a fat burger in a neighborhood in the midst of the city of Chicago on the South Side, Chatham. And I'm very, very proud. And I thank God, I thank SBA, and I thank the city of Chicago for allowing me the opportunity to have my businesses in their city.
I'm seeing some messages in the chat saying, you go, girl, congratulations.
Thank
So I feel the same way. You go, girl. So we're talking a little bit about resources. And one of our resources is the Thrive program, which Willette had touched on a little bit earlier. We're actually going to dive into it a little bit deeper in a moment or two. But your daughter, Janelle, had participated in the Thrive program. And yesterday you mentioned that you had seen a difference in her after she'd participated in the program. Would you mind talking about that just a little bit?
I would love to, because I'm so proud of her. Janelle has been working side by side with me since she was 14 years old. And even after she graduated from college, she had the option. I didn't force anything on her. I gave her an opportunity to be a partner with me with the business. And she often shared with me her insecurities and how she just didn't feel confident. She'll talk to people and they'll ask her about cost of goods and percentages and numbers. And she said, I don't know, that's my mom do that. And she didn't feel significant. She just felt very insecure. So during the pandemic, I also learned about the Thrive program. And one of my things was, hey, I want to take this, I want to be involved in this program. And the best thing that could have ever happened with that was SBA said, how about your daughter who's a partner, the legacy? And I'm like, oh, that's a great idea. And when she first started the program, she was the youngest. And of course, she was intimidated. But as time, first, second week, she said, oh, Mom, I love it. It is so cool. She said, I'm not even nervous. They treat me like I'm somebody, and there's a lot of respect in the room. And she just was sharing every day. She was just sharing on what she was learning. And as a mom, I'm so proud of her. Her pencil has been sharpened. She know about cost of goods. She know about a balance sheet, income statements. She know how to hire. She understands the business. And she said, oh my God, Mom, all these years, now I get it. The aha moment went out. She gets it. And, I am very, very thankful for the Thrive program. And I'm always encouraging my friends and people in general. People often come to me and they ask me about my entrepreneurship. And I said, I'm a regular girl from the South Side. I didn't have money, but there's so many resources out here. Go to SBA. Learn that website. Just look for all the grants and opportunities they're out there. Even for the Fat Burger, I got a grant to open the Fat Burger in Chatham, and that grant was $1.3 million. And with this grant, you pay 50% of that. And at the time when I started, I didn't know where I was going to get my 50% from. And I could say, thank God again, good old SBA, they're funding that. And so I'm just very happy that SBA has so many resources And now my daughter Janelle, through the Thrive program, she's learning how to apply for grants, and she's looking and she's, she said, did you hear about this? Or she'll send me an email. I'm like, oh, I got that one. So we're like junkies for that. We're junkies for find out what's new with SBA, what's going on with the city of Chicago. And I do think another important thing is sharing. If you know some information, share it, because if you pay it forward, it's going to come back to you in the long run. So
wonderful. Yeah, thank you for that. I'm glad her experience was such a good one. I work closely with the Thrive program and have very much enjoyed working with your daughter, Janelle. She's a delight. So I'm taking a second here just to let my team know I'm experiencing a technical difficulty. So if you lose me, jump in and cover.
That's funny too, Peg. It happened to me about 5 minutes ago. That's why I was texting.
Okay, Jackie, can you talk a little bit about your leadership style and then move over to how do you develop leaders within your own company?
My leadership style is hands-on. I have an open door policy. Each of my employees, from the manager to the line employees, they can reach out and touch me just like I can reach out and touch SBA. I believe in that. If I ask a team member to sweep, they're going to see me sweeping. So whatever I do, I show, and not only just tell, but I show them how to do it. Nothing is too dirty or too nasty for me to do. And one thing that I'm really proud about is John Maxwell. I am a certified John Maxwell motivational leadership speaker. And the reason why I decided to do this was not to go out and get paid to speak or motivate. I did it for my team. I wanted to be able to instill in them some great leadership qualities that they can take wherever they want to go. If they want to be an entrepreneur, I want to show them and teach them and encourage them. And one thing about each person that I hire, I believe God bless every individual with a gift. So me as a leader, it's my job to find out what is the gift with that one employee that everybody's complaining about, saying he's not fit for the team. And I'm like, no, there's something good about him. I'm gonna find out what it is and encourage them, motivate them, build their self-esteem, and just continue to pour into them. And with that, that's what's made me successful with my team members.
Great, great information. Yeah, I think the former Chicago Public School teacher in you is showing right there a little bit with teaching and growing your employees. Well, what local organizations do you partner with, and how do you leverage those relationships to help improve the success of your business?
Well, I'm involved with a few. I am a board member of Chatham Business Association, which has been an amazing experience. I'm also a board member of the Chicago Loop Alliance. I'm members of the Andersonville Chamber, the Hyde Park Chamber, the National Black Chamber of Commerce. I also participate in various panels. Anybody who want me to speak and want me to share, I'm always willing and open just to share, because I think it's all about community and relationships. Relationships are so key. And my job is to spread the word, and my job is to pass the torch to see other entrepreneurs make it. And one thing, a lot of people that want to grow a business or start a business, they always feel that they can't. And I always tell them, if you have a purpose and you have passion, you can find a way. You can find a way. There's so many resources out here. And so I just think it's important for people just to share this information and spread the love.
Okay, and finally, can you tell us what are the next steps for Jackie Jackson, Kilwins, That Burger, your business?
Well, the next steps are, I'm already in the process of looking for other locations. For the past couple of months, my heart has been set on a location in the Magnificent Mile and some other locations. So I planned on doing at least 2 Kilwins a year. I love Kilwins, and it's not about the money. What my legacy is, not only to pass this business on to my daughter. I have an amazing team. I have a staff that I want to enrich. And in a little while, I want to semi-retire because I love it so much. I'm never going to give it up 100%, but I'm looking for partners. and I'm looking for partners right within my doors. So these young employees that started off with me when it was like 16, they're 27, 30 years old. Those are the ones who stuck with me. And I always tell my team, when I win, you're going to win right with me. And so that's very important to me, is making sure that everybody is taken care of. So that's the next step.
Yeah, working on that legacy plan. It's so important
Yes.
to work on that every day. So again, we're so proud of you, Jackie. We're so glad that SBA has you. We feel like you're almost part of our team now. Uh, yeah, congratulations again on having won the National Small Business Owner of the Year award. And I am kicking it back to you now, Carol.
Thank you.
All righty. I'm just laughing. The two of you are the besties. 2 days in a row and a lot of really positive and good events. So congratulations, Jackie, again on winning the 2024 Illinois Small Business of the Year award. And also congratulations to Mr. Botran. And hopefully the audience has been able to appreciate the passion that both entrepreneurs bring to the table. Could we get to the next slide? I'd like to share some information with everyone. So the SBA Illinois District Office continually presents different aspects of programming to the small business community. This is a slide deck panel which includes information about upcoming SBA Illinois webinars. Today was building on America's small business boom and working with Business Affairs and Consumer Protection. And again, thank you to BACP and the City of Chicago for the opportunity. We have a live Q&A with SBA coming up on Friday, May the 10th. The live Q&As are virtual office hours by which we present up-to-date information and then again, take any questions that may come about related to the attendees. On the third Wednesday of each month, consistently, we look to present what's known as the basics of SBA 8A business development and SAM registration. You'll notice we do not have June listed, and that's because it's Juneteenth. So because that's a federal holiday, we don't have June listed, but we do have May and July. And again, it will repeat third Wednesday of each month, and then in July, and then in August and September, where we share information about our business development program. Federal Resources for Veteran-Owned Businesses is a webinar that's coming up. Some specialty webinars, online and physical presence, how to choose a business structure, and how to register your business. These are all webinars that come up that we plan. And so the programming and the information and the notice for those webinars are listed at our Illinois District Office website, which is www.sba.gov/IL. And we encourage you to take a look at our website specifically for the Illinois District Office and to participate in a webinar to get additional information on a topic that may be of interest to you as a small business owner. Can we go to the next slide, please? Okay, now this is a combination, and Peggy, if you're there, she is an enthusiastic program assistant by which she helps the CEOs that have been enrolled in the program to progress through the program. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this, but I just want to share with you, I'm delighted that the Thrive application portal is open through May the 10th of 2024. And the address for that portal is the www.sbathrive.com. When you receive the PDF, PowerPoint, just know that there are hyperlinks that are listed to this tile. Peggy, if you're there, can you share some comments related to Thrive? And if not, we'll move forward.
I'd be happy to. I got booted for a second there, but I am back and always happy to talk about Thrive. I've been hearing the word Thrive a lot in the past couple of days. I've been highly involved with the program. I love working with the program. It inspires me because the participants are inspired. Once they join our program, they form great relationships They feed off of each other, network with each other, and we're getting great feedback on the program. Our last year's cohort was a big range of all kinds of people from different backgrounds, different ethnicities, different ages. We had people from all different sectors, starting from retail to we had a therapeutic office. We had cooking school. We have people who work in security and IT. We have people who are exporters. It just was a wide range of people, which made it more interesting, and each business brought something unique to the table. So it is a program that requires some dedication, but every participant says it's well worth it. We're reaching out, trying to get more people to apply. Again, as Carol said, we did extend the deadline through May 10th. We do have 2 cohorts here. We have one right downtown Chicago and one near O'Hare Airport. And we are looking for more small business owners to apply. We would love to see your application show up in the platform. And if you have any questions, you're welcome to reach out to us. Once this deck goes out, again, you follow the links, it will take you right to the platform where you can get a little bit more information about the program. So that's it. Back to you, Carol.
Excellent. Thank you, Becky. So just a couple of additional comments and we're almost finished. Irina, can you share some information related to our programs and services?
Of course, Carol. Would you like me to also share the sba.gov website for those who don't know it already?
I'm thinking that the link to the website will be sufficient, and that's just so that we can have additional time for questions, but it would actually be the next slide.
Okay, no worries. So I am going to, you can also, just like Jackie said, you can find all of this info on our website. That's sba.gov. You will see we have some tabs there. You will find a very resourceful business guide that walks you through every detail you need to know when you're just thinking to start a small business. If you've already started, but you don't know where to go from there, you want to find information about how to do your taxes, about how to present a business plan to potential investors. We also have a tab about funding programs, and that's where you'll find information about SBA's loan programs. Our main ones are the 7A, the 5, and the 504. Of course, it depends on your business needs. If you need more information on the 7A and 504 SBA loan programs, feel free to reach out to us or ask your lender about them. Most lenders do have relationships with SBA and they do offer SBA-backed loans. We also have a microloan program through which you can get, of course, like smaller loans like $2,000, $5,000, $10,000, again, depending on your business needs. We also have a very, a great tool. It's called Lender Match. I mentioned reaching out to your lenders, to your lender if you want to ask about SBA loans. Well, if you do not already have a relationship with a lender, you can use this tool. It's called Lender Match. You will have to input some details about your business, and then this secured system will be able to match you with potential lenders, and they will reach back to you if they're interested in working with you immediately or in the near future. So again, the Lender Match is a great option if you don't already have a relationship with a lender or you just want to reach out to more.
Irina, I'm sorry, Irina, we're still
Sure.
seeing the Thrive slide.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. Here it is. This is the sba.gov link. Thank you, Peggy. Thank you for that. If you guys just press on this link from the slide deck, you will reach the sba.gov website that I'm talking about right now. You will also see you have QR code here. So this is our national resource guide. Basically, it's a highlight of what we offer in a short form. Going back to the sba.gov website, you will also find information about federal contracting. Now, a lot of small businesses don't even know that they can qualify for government contracts. You will have all of the info you need here. As Carol pointed out before, we offer a free webinar about how you can qualify for these contracts. It's held on every third Wednesday of the month. You can find all of the info about this event on SBA's event page. You can find the event page in the About SBA tab. So we also offer, and this is also very exciting, we also offer a learning platform that's free for any entrepreneur or any of you thinking about starting a business. You can find the learning platform tab on our website, and you will have the learning center and the Ascent, the Boots to Business info, and also you will find a tab about Thrive. So everything is there. It's free info, just like Jackie did. Please do feel free to immerse yourself. Reach out to us, reach out to our resource partners. Like Willette mentioned, they are our boots on the ground, helping you, the small business development centers, the SCORE mentors, the Veterans Business Outreach Centers, and the Women's Business Outreach Centers. They are our partners. They offer free counseling, free mentoring to people thinking of starting a business or existing small business owners that want to grow their business. So in a nutshell, that was our sba.gov website that lists a lot of the resources that are available to you free of charge. Carol, back to you.
Okay, Irina, thank you so much for sharing that information. Now, we've got a surprise for the audience. There's someone in the house that we would like the audience to meet. Mr. Mark Madrid is the Associate Administrator for the Office of Entrepreneur Development.
That's right.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
Mark, can you share a few good words with our listening audience?
Well, it's an honor to be here where the rubber meets the road in the Illinois District Office. And I'm so happy to see Jackie and to congratulate her and just all the winners here. I'm from a small business. I never forget that. I grew up in a rural small business. So being in this position is a dream come true, frankly. I lost my dad to COVID-19 in the summer of 2020, but he had a PhD in grit. And I'm reminded of him every single day, especially 24 hours ago, I was in Fort Hall, Idaho. 24 hours later, I'm in Chicago. And I couldn't be, I'm low on sleep, but high on commitment. And that's because I see Jackie here and I get the fortune of just meeting her personally, which I've been anticipating for a long, long time. And the other winners here. So I just wanted to say thank you, and thank you to the city of Chicago, of course, and of course, our Illinois District Office, our regional administrator, but most importantly, our small business owners, like the ones being honored today. You are our first responders of the economy, the giants of our economy. You don't have a chance to shut it down. You're always thinking about the business and also running your households and running your communities, building communities. And so with that, I just want to say I'm honored to be here and congratulate you in person. Thank you, Chicago. Thank you, Illinois.
Thank you, Mr. Madrid. I appreciate your comments. I'm just laughing and just everyone recognize this is going to live on YouTube. This is so with that said, can we advance to the last slide? Okay, so questions about resources. Don't hesitate, please reach out to our Illinois District Office. Again, the website is the 3ws.sba.gov, and then specifically for Illinois, it's /IL, we maintain 2 offices here in Illinois, one in Chicago and the other in Springfield, Illinois. I do again want to thank Business Affairs and Consumer Protection for the opportunity to present this workshop during National Small Business Week. I'm hopeful that each one of the participants is inspired by the stories that were shared with our export winner, Mr. Botran, and also with Jackie with Kilwins as the Illinois Small Business of the Year Award winner. And with that said, Geraldine, again, thank you to the BACP for the opportunity to present on your platform. Perhaps we might be able to answer some questions.
Well, thank you guys, everyone. This has been great, so inspiring and such great information. If anyone has any questions, if they could please put them in the chat. I did see a few come in, so we'll start with those. The first one, do these loans from the SBA put blanket liens on the business of any UCC filings?
But of course, and I say that because I don't know of any loans that are made by which there's not a lien on UCC filings, and usually the language for that is now owned and hereafter acquired. Any additional questions?
I was going to add to Carol, I wanted to add, UCC is usually required because it's a bank requirement too, but too, it also depends on the loan amount and what are incentives for trying to work with businesses that need lower loan amounts may be. So it's a rule, but it's not hard and fast if it's a lower loan amount with the SBA. Okay.
Great. Another question. Is there a credit limit for the small business loans? Credit limit requirement.
Credit limit, like on a loan amount, Geraldine?
I'm thinking it just says,
Or are
is
we
there a
talking
credit?
about credit scores?
I'm thinking it's credit scores, but maybe speak on both. It's always great information for both.
All right. Well, any of the team can chime in here. Matter of fact, I'd rather have a team chime in, but let me just say this. We do have a $5 million cap on SBA lending, which will go ahead and indemnify or insure at least 75% of that dollar amount against default. With that being said, you can have an aggregate of, you can have more than one loan as long as you don't exceed that 5 million. Does anybody want to chime in on the credit score?
Because we actively work with lenders on the guaranteed loan side, my understanding is that in the industry, they're looking at credit scores for individuals because there's all different types of credit scores. There's a business credit score. There can be principals, individual credit scores. My understanding is they're looking at 660, 700 and up for approval for loans. I want the audience to recognize that to be able to obtain a guaranteed loan, we're definitely talking about meeting the bank standard related to what type of loans that they are willing to work with and approve. And so they're effectively saying we're looking to work with the principal of this business, and we'd like to get a guarantee from the SBA as a federal agency to look to minimize the risk, but also to extend out the credit to the small business owner. So one of the suggestions that I would have would be to make certain, as you talk with a lender, that you perhaps might work with a lender that you initially may have some accounts with, and to talk with them about the specific score. Keep in mind that I mentioned the lower level, obviously it could be higher. But related to credit requirements, again, that's a conversation with the lender so that they're initially comfortable with the principle of the business and how they present. And if they are, they're going to, best case scenario, say, yes, They're going to ask SBA for a guarantee, and we're going to help you as a small business owner get to yes related to a business loan with an SBA guarantee.
Great, thank you. For the businesses that don't get 250,000, can we still apply for Thrive?
So the thought is the 250,000 is the request related to looking at the revenues in addition to being in business for 3 years and having at least one employee. We know that businesses that are at the level of 250,000 and up are going to have a more robust conversation with the CEOs that are in the classroom. So here's the suggestion. If you meet 2 of the 3 requirements, apply. If you're $100,000 and under, I don't sense in the Chicago cohorts that, or the Chicagoland cohorts, that's a requirement that we're moving away from. However, please know that there are other training programs that do exist with the SBDCs and with SCORE, and we can talk about those types of training programs related to growth accelerators and various different types of programs that may assist you with revenue growth.
Great. Another follow-up question to that. What about if you were in business 2 years?
Can I jump in here, Carol?
But of course.
We have accepted businesses into the program who don't quite meet the criteria. We look at an overall picture of your business, and we want to have a diverse group. It just makes our program better. So if you're close, if you're not quite there yet, if you're off the money mark a little bit, or you're haven't been in business for 3 years yet, please apply. If you don't make it this year, we will provide resources that could help you to be able to be ready next year, and you can apply again. So if you're dedicated to learning and you think you may benefit from the program, don't hesitate to apply. We will consider every application that we receive.
Great, thank you. They are asking for the websites in the chat, please. If someone from the SBA team could put the general SBA website and maybe the Thrive one that was posted, that would be great.
I can drop those in, no problem.
Awesome, thanks so much. There are a few questions. Are there any grants for starting a business, startups with no revenue, startups in general?
Mark, did you want to take that one?
I can, but only because I don't, Geraldine, and to the audience there, I don't know about too many grants to start off a business. I know that Jackie had mentioned how she had applied for a grant and got a substantial grant to kind of launch her Fat Burger pilot store. However, you got to remember, she's already had a track record and she's already been in business. I'm not real certain about that. So I don't think I could adequately answer that question. You can always, no, you can't even go there. I was going to say go to grants.gov, but those are federal grants from us, it would seem to, or federal grants from federal agencies, I should say, when I say us. But yeah, that's kind of
If I can chime in, Mark.
Yes, ma'am. Most
I would
certainly.
suggest that they go to Chicago Recovery Grant or the Chicago, the Neighborhood Opportunity Fund grant with the city of Chicago. I don't remember what the requirements were, but I think if they apply for a grant, the most important part is people think that when you get a grant that someone hands you over a check for 1.3 million or $250,000, which is somewhat true, but you have to inject that money first. And they may require you if you have a startup business or something that you want to do with brick and mortar, that you inject 25% of that $250,000. So what I would say is just go to the city of Chicago and explore their grants, because sometimes you may find something that match what your needs are.
So with that being said, Jackie, I think what I hear you saying one of the 5 C's of credit is a capital injection. So you may have to put in your own capital injection. And then once it's in the project and the grant comes about, then they'll probably reimburse you, correct?
Correct.
All right. So ladies and gentlemen, as Jackie mentioned, it's free money, but if you're down and broke in Beverly Hills and you're penniless right now, it's not going to really it may not help you. And that's the problem. Like I said, one of the key factors of lending, and you can appreciate this if you have cousins or family members like I do, folks that want to borrow money who do not or want to get money for their pet projects or whatever, but do not have their own money in the game or in the project, you got to look at their conviction. How much do you believe in yourself? Because you certainly aren't putting your money where your mouth is. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind.
Great. Thank you so much. Well, our time is coming to an end. SBA team, any final words you would like to say to all the great attendees out there?
Well, Geraldine, I want to thank you for allowing us this opportunity, but I'm going to give it to the team to put it together because I'm about to get off and let them take their kudos and for a very, very good job. Well done. As always, we love collaborating with your group, Geraldine, and I'm just going to shut up and let my team take the bows that they so much deserve. I'm out of here.
No
Thanks,
bow
Mark.
needed here. Just thanks, Mark. Yes, reminder to apply to Thrive if you're a small business owner that wants to learn. I did drop some links there in the chat. Thank you to Carol for organizing the event, and congratulations again to our award winners. Thank
Yes,
you.
ma'am. Most certainly.
Yes, thank you, everyone. And, any questions about our export programs, feel free to reach out to us. We're happy to help you out. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Steve.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
everyone.
Thank
Great.
you. This was a great program. And happy Small Business Week.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you, everyone. Hoping everyone has a great and safe and warm, hopefully, and dry, I should say, weekend. And wishing everyone the best. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Bye,
Goodbye.
guys.
Bye.
Mhm.